Danger, Will Robinson! Danger! No, Will Robinson!
Lost in Space wasn't just a sci-fi series. It was a creative experiment wrapped in compromise, chaos, and corporate confusion. One decision, it changed TV history forever. One actor transformed failure into flamboyant fame. And one vegetable episode, let's just say the scripts weren't part of the original vision. These are 15 weird facts about Lost in Space. But wait until the end, because the bonus fact, it's about a fish head connection you never saw coming. Get your spaceships ready, space family. We're about to get lost in the madness.
Fact 1. Lost in Space was actually an adaptation of an adaptation that traced back 150 years.
Looks like it gets bigger inside, but the robot can't fit through this opening.
October 1965 brought television executives hungry for space content. The space race was heating up. Networks needed their cosmic goldmine. Irwin Allen pitched his vision of a family lost among the stars. Simple premise, massive potential. But here's where it gets weird. Lost in Space was based on a 1962 comic called Space Family Robinson. That comic was adapted from an 1812 novel, The Swiss Family Robinson. An adaptation of an adaptation, creative recycling at its finest. The DNA was pure survival adventure. Family against the wilderness. Just replace desert islands with alien planets. Replace pirates with space monsters. The formula worked for 150 years. Why stop now? This creative chain reaction would define everything that followed. Fact 2. CBS chose Lost in Space over Star Trek, making television history's most expensive mistake.
It's not me off!
Same month, same network, same impossible decision. CBS had 2 space shows on their desk. Star Trek and Lost in Space. Both visionary, both expensive, both demanding network commitment. The executives made their choice. Lost in Space won. One sci-fi series was enough for their lineup, they decided. Star Trek got rejected. Think about that for a moment. CBS passed on Star Trek for Lost in Space. The show that would spawn 11 movies chose the wrong horse. The franchise that would define science fiction lost to a family adventure. But here's the twist. That rejection sent Star Trek to NBC, where it found its true home. Sometimes creative rejection creates legendary accidents. The butterfly effect was already in motion. One network decision would reshape television history forever. Fact 3. The show's timeline made 5 days magically disappear into 24 hours.
Move! Out of my way, you ninny!
Jupiter 2 launches October 16th, 1997. The pilot establishes this date clearly, departure from Alpha Control. The Robinson family begins their cosmic journey. Everything should flow from this moment. Next episode arrives. John Robinson's journal reads October 21st, 1997, 5 days later, but the dialogue claims it's still within 24 hours of launch. The math doesn't work. Nobody caught it in post-production. The editors missed it. The writers missed it. The continuity supervisor missed it. 5 days became 24 hours through television magic. This wasn't the last time the show would play fast and loose with logic. Internal consistency took a backseat to dramatic necessity. The Cosmos had different rules when ratings were involved. Fact 4. Billy Mumy and Angela Cartwright went from playing siblings to dating in real life.
Hey, it's fun. Just turn around.
Billy Mumy was 12, Angela Cartwright was 13. They played Will and Penny Robinson, brother and sister on screen, crush and romance off screen. The attraction was immediate. Billy developed feelings during filming. Angela was his first real crush. The cameras captured their sibling chemistry. Behind the scenes, something deeper was brewing. 2 years passed. Billy got his driver's license. Freedom arrived with 4 wheels and teenage confidence. He asked Angela out. She said yes. They dated seriously. Got engaged briefly. Young love burned bright among the sound stages. Then reality intervened. Careers pulled them different directions. The engagement ended amicably. Today, they remain close friends. Childhood crushes don't always survive, but sometimes they transform into lifelong connections that transcend the original spark. Fact 5. Guy Williams got so disappointed with the show's direction that he retired to Argentina.
But it could be heading that way. I better warn them.
Guy Williams signed up for serious drama. He expected to lead a thoughtful science fiction series. The original pitch promised family adventure with dramatic weight. He was ready to command the Jupiter 2. Then the show found its campy voice. Dr. Smith arrived. The robot became comic relief. Williams got pushed to the background. His commanding presence became window dressing. Episode by episode, his role shrank. The father figure became supporting player. The natural leader got relegated to reactive participant. The drama he craved became the comedy he resented. After the series ended, Williams retired from Hollywood. He moved to Argentina, where his previous role as Zorro had made him a superstar. Different continent, different appreciation. Sometimes artistic disappointment leads to geographical solutions. Williams found his audience 4,000 miles south of Hollywood. Fact 6. Jonathan Harris wasn't in the original pilot, but completely hijacked the entire show.
I suggest that you talk a bit more softly. I would prefer that our conversation was not overheard.
Jonathan Harris wasn't in the pilot. The original Lost in Space had no Dr. Smith, no scheming saboteur, no melodramatic villain stealing every scene, just a family getting lost in space. Network executives demanded more conflict, more drama, more tension between characters. Harris got added after filming Wrap. Last-minute casting for last-minute storytelling needs. Initially, he was listed last in the credits. Supporting character status. Background player in someone else's story. Harris had different ideas about his importance. He negotiated special guest star billing despite appearing in every episode. He transformed Dr. Smith from uninspiring to flamboyantly unforgettable. Cowardly became charismatic. Throwaway became irreplaceable. Harris didn't just join the show, he hijacked it completely. Sometimes the best characters are happy accidents disguised as network interference. Fact 7. The robot costume weighed 200 pounds and required the actor to press buttons with his head.
This is what must be done.
The B9 robot costume weighed 200 pounds. Made of pure fiberglass, cost $70,000 in 1965 money, designed by Robert Kinoshita, creator of Robbie the Robot. This wasn't just a costume, this was engineering. Bob May climbed inside every day. He couldn't see through the head. He navigated by listening to director instructions. His world became darkness, heat, and cramped mechanical prison. The torso lights required manual activation. May pressed a button with his head from inside the suit. Every blink, every flash demanded physical commitment. Technology served drama, but drama demanded sacrifice. Wearing the costume was torture. Moving was agony. Acting was nearly impossible. But the result was television magic. The robot became beloved precisely because someone suffered inside it. Sometimes the best performances come from the most uncomfortable circumstances. Fact 8. The Jupiter 2 set used actual working computers to create authentic futuristic atmosphere.
And all of a sudden, that ship kind of opened up and swallowed us.
Irwin Allen wanted authentic futuristic atmosphere. The Jupiter 2 needed to feel advanced. Cutting-edge technology had to look believable. Fake wouldn't fool anyone. Solution: Real Burroughs B20, 5 computers, actual working machines with blinking lights and functional controls. The budget absorbed genuine technology to create fictional technology. Reality served fantasy. The computers hummed with electrical life. They generated heat, noise, and authentic complexity. The actors worked around real machinery. The set breathed with technological authenticity. This wasn't typical television corner cutting. This was investment in believable world building. Allen understood that details create immersion. Audiences sense authenticity even when they can't identify it. The Jupiter 2 felt real because it was real. At least the parts the camera could see. Fact 9. The Jupiter 2 set cost more than Star Trek's Enterprise and supposedly cost $30 billion in the show's universe.
Power!
The Jupiter 2 set cost $350,000. That's $2.5 million in today's money. More expensive than Star Trek's Enterprise. The network invested serious money in this family's cosmic home. In the show's universe, the spaceship cost the Robinsons $30 billion. Made of titanium and cosmium, powered by deuteronium fuel. Science fiction vocabulary justified science fiction prices. The set had to support 3 seasons of filming. Multiple camera angles. Endless dramatic confrontations. The investment paid for years of storytelling possibilities. Every dollar showed on screen. The Jupiter 2 felt substantial, lived in, expensive. The production design elevated everything around it. Characters seemed more important inside an important-looking spaceship. Sometimes television magic requires real-world financial commitment. The best sets become characters themselves, silently supporting every scene they contain. Fact 10. The production crew constantly repainted and reused the same props across multiple episodes to save money.
Warning!
Budget, constraints demanded creative solutions. The production couldn't build new props for every episode. Money was tight, schedules were tighter. Recycling became survival strategy. The crew constantly repainted robot models. Props appeared across multiple episodes. The same long-range scanner showed up in The Derelict, The Ghost Planet, and Deadliest of the Species. Different paint jobs created different purposes. Silver became gold, became copper. Basic shapes transformed through color changes. One prop played multiple characters across the series. Nobody expected viewers to notice. Episodes aired once, then disappeared. No freeze-frame analysis. No internet detective work. Props could live multiple lives without consequence. Today, fans catalog every recycled element. What was once invisible cost-saving now becomes trivia gold. The limitations that hid then entertain now. Fact 11. Each season was essentially a different show as it evolved from serious drama to campy comedy. Season 1 was serious black and white adventure, thoughtful science fiction, family drama in space, the original vision fully realized through monochromatic storytelling. Season 2 introduced campy color humor. The show found its comedic voice. Dr. Smith became more flamboyant. The robot delivered catchphrases. Tone shifted completely. Season 3 abandoned overarching plots for standalone episodes. Each week brought new planets, new aliens, new adventures. Serialized storytelling gave way to episodic convenience. 3 seasons, 3 different shows, all searching for the perfect formula, all responding to changing television trends and network demands. Evolution wasn't planned, it was reactive. The show adapted to survive, changing its DNA whenever ratings demanded transformation. Creative flexibility became survival strategy in television's unforgiving landscape. Fact 12. The unaired pilot had no doctor, Smith or robot, and got the family lost through random meteor shower. The unaired pilot had no Dr. Smith, no robot, no sabotage storyline. The Robinson family got lost through random meteor shower. Pure cosmic accident, no villain required. The original concept was simpler. Family versus wilderness. Survival adventure in space. No scheming characters, no comic relief. Just drama and danger among the stars. Network testing revealed problems. Not enough conflict. Not enough recurring drama. Audiences needed someone to blame for the family's predicament. Random meteors weren't compelling villains. Dr. Smith and the robot got added to fix these problems. Sabotage replaced accident. Ongoing threat replaced random misfortune. Character conflict replaced cosmic coincidence. Sometimes the best creative decisions are fixes for earlier creative problems. The elements that define a show often weren't part of the original vision. Fact 13. The writer of The Great Vegetable Rebellion was so embarrassed, he literally hid the script behind his back writer.
I appealed to his better nature.
Peter Packer was embarrassed. His script for The Great Vegetable Rebellion pushed absurdity beyond all reasonable limits. Characters transformed into plants by a talking giant carrot. When presenting the script to Jonathan Harris, Packer literally hid it behind his back. Professional shame met production necessity. The episode needed to get made regardless of quality concerns. A llama was written into the script. But the animal wouldn't stop spitting at the crew. Safety concerns overruled creative vision. Even bad episodes have standards. The finished product became legendary for all the wrong reasons. Fans remember it as the show's most ridiculous moment. Sometimes the worst episodes become the most memorable. Harris delivered his lines with characteristic flair, elevating terrible material through sheer professional commitment. Good actors can make anything watchable, even talking vegetables. Fact 14. The show was abruptly canceled with no resolution, leaving the Robinson family stranded forever.
Why weren't you inside the spaceship?
My fault.
Lost in Space was abruptly canceled after season 3. No warning, no wrap-up episode, no resolution for the Robinson family's cosmic journey. The final episode left them stranded on another alien planet, still lost, still searching for home, still trapped in their endless space adventure. Viewers never learned if they found Earth. 28 years later, the 1998 movie attempted to provide closure. Instead, it ended on its own cliffhanger. The Robinsons remained cosmically homeless across multiple decades in different media. Some stories never end properly. They just stop. Creative cancellation doesn't follow narrative logic. Business decisions interrupt artistic conclusions. The Robinson family remains lost in space forever. Their journey continues in imagination, where the best unfinished stories live on without resolution. Fact 15. Lost in Space borrowed Star Trek's pointy ear molds from the makeup department for alien characters.
I think it's alive.
Lost in Space borrowed pointy ear molds from Star Trek's makeup department. Direct prop sharing between competing space shows. Creative cooperation despite corporate competition. The alien characters needed convincing prosthetics. Star Trek had already solved the pointy ear problem. Why reinvent facial accessories when borrowing was easier? Behind-the-scenes collaboration made both shows better. Makeup artists shared techniques, props crossed studio boundaries, professional courtesy transcended network rivalry. The ears appeared in multiple Lost in Space episodes. Different paint, same basic shape. Star Trek's Vulcans inadvertently influenced the Robinson family's alien encounters. Sometimes creative inspiration comes from unexpected sources. Even competing shows can learn from each other when craftspeople share knowledge across corporate boundaries. Professional collaboration transcends corporate competition when artists respect each other's work. Bonus fact: Billy Mumy became half of the musical duo famous for the novelty song Fish Heads. Remember Billy Mumy, the boy who played Will Robinson? After Lost in Space, he didn't just continue acting. He became half of the musical duo Barnes and Barnes. Their claim to fame? The novelty song Fish Heads. Yes, the bizarre tune that became a cult classic. From warning about cosmic danger to singing about aquatic anatomy, from serious space adventure to surreal musical comedy, career paths in entertainment follow no logical trajectory. The same voice that said, "Gee," Robot later sang about fish heads on tables. Creative evolution doesn't follow straight lines. Sometimes it swims in completely different oceans. Professional artists explore multiple creative outlets throughout their careers. Childhood fame transforms into adult artistic exploration through unexpected creative channels. Closing Lost in Space wasn't just a television series. It was a 3-year experiment in creative adaptation. A show that proved happy accidents could become iconic television. Every limitation became innovation. Every compromise created unexpected magic. Every budget constraint forced creative solutions that made the impossible feel real. The Robinson family never found their way home, but they found something better. Eternal place in television history. Sometimes getting lost leads to exactly where you belong. What's your favorite Lost in Space memory? The robot's warnings? Dr. Smith's schemes? Or maybe just the pure family adventure among the stars? Danger, Will Robinson! The warning still echoes across decades, reminding us that the best journeys are the ones we never planned to take.